Good evening again, and welcome to this session of the virtual coaching classes organized by the Board of Studies of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It's nice to be back with you all, and I don't know if you heard the prayer, so once more, Sahanavavatu, Sahanavabhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Mavidvishavahai, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Fantastic. That's nice. And even before I begin, usually I'll have a lot of good evenings, but today I'm having questions. Of course, good evening from Dhyanesh and Sushil. Good evening, of course, from Alok, along with a question, and Chatan, Gadia, along with a question. Let's handle these questions first. One question is easy to handle. I will just do it as we go because it arises from the last class. The other question, I myself not clear. I'll just, as we come to slide 24, I will check it. See, there seems to be some doubt for Mr. Alok Shivalani that the test question he gave the right answer, but I have told that it is wrong. Let us understand this first. What is the exemption for that? They are saying a person who at the time of that was a director or his relative has given any money to the company, it is not a deposit. But for that, that person should give a declaration that the amount is not given out of funds acquired by him. Please listen to me, Alok. If you are not going to listen, then you will think you are right and you will never know why you are wrong. 2, I have clearly put it in red highlight. What is it? Borrowing. Now, see, he has received a gift from his mother. Is that borrowing? No. He has gift from mother. Is it accepting a loan or a deposit from others? No. Therefore, he has not given it out of borrowing or accepting loans or deposits. Therefore, it is his source. See, his source is from his mother. This part is given to mislead you. They have given this gift from mother for people like you who are confused to mislead you. So in the exam, all sitting there, you'll think gift means it is a loan. It is not a loan. See, when my mother gives a gift to me, it is my money, Baba. Under the income tax also, they exempted 56(1). I can take a gift from my mother and it becomes mine, my income. My source. Where is the loan here? Where is the deposit here? So it is not covered under that thing. Therefore, it is an exception. Therefore, it is this 3 lakh is not a deposit. So I have told you that you are wrong. Also, I have told you why you are wrong to the best of my ability. If you still think you are right, no problem. Enjoy. Okay. And confirm that you have understood what I said. So because I know your doubt is very nice, it would have been useful to others also who honestly think if he gets it from any other source, it is not exempted. No, he should not get it from somebody by way of loan or by way of deposit or borrow it. He can't borrow from somebody and give. He can't go to some people and say, hey, you all give me money. I will take it from you and I will put it as director. No, that is what is being prevented here. Somebody getting a gift from mother, that is his money. Yeah, he is giving it. No problem. This is the best explanation I can give you. Now you are clear about God is great. See, that is why they have given gift. That's why I'm telling in the exam, be careful. See, I was thinking today morning, I was walking by the lakeside. I was thinking which type of student clears, which type of student does not clear. And I found that student like me who is not highly intelligent, but who always opens his mind out and is willing to learn and adapt, they generally clear first attempt. Sometimes like me with a rank. Student who thinks they are only right, everybody else is wrong, and they are so fixed in their mindset to arguing that they are right now, generally tend to take attempt. Because in the exam, they will go one wrong route. Then they will keep on justifying that route and giving the answer. Finally, they won't get. Many times these students fail in the aggregate. I'm telling this to not to hurt or to make you feel bad, anybody here. But to give you, see, you are all yet to write. Be warned. Be careful. Overconfident student thinking he knows everything finds it very difficult. Of course, the pathetically ignorant are there who don't know the subject at all due to many reasons. They are also there. Pathetically ignorant. They don't know the subject at all. But they also go and write the exam. That is surprising. When they don't know anything, they go and write. There are people like you guys who are all quite aware of the subject. They read the material. They are sincere, hardworking. But one thing missing is adaptability. Think. Read well. Remember. Think. Before writing the answer, don't fixate one idea. look at 5 options, 3 options, 2 options. Maybe this question can be approached from another angle like that. Such people will generally tend to clear first attempt with aggregate. Sometimes they get rank also. See, forget the first 20 ranks. They are highly intelligent, brilliant guys. We can't even go near them. But even a Buddhu like me has a chance to get a rank if I'm willing to adapt. If I'm willing to look at things and understand and learn, rather than blindly mug up and vomit. So this is something you may want to take it as a good interest, I'm telling you. So, boss, if it is gifted by other than relative, also it is exempted. Okay? Anybody, because but then it is taxable in his hands. I think you have not understood the point at all. In that list, does gift come? No. What are the words that are coming? Borrowing. Am I correct? Borrowing, acceptance loan, and acceptance deposit. These 3 things, if you are seeing, not exempted. Other than that, everything is exempted. For example, somebody died, he got it as a bequest. There are so many Ajar examples I can give. So long as it doesn't come under that category, it is exempted. See, this is exactly the thinking I want. Suppose you ask me 100 times different combinations and I keep on giving you the answer, you would not be intelligent. Whereas if you think like I am thinking, what are those 3 words? Does this come under those 3 words? Then it is not covered. When you start thinking like that, then you are ready for the exam. You have understood the subject, you have understood the content, you know what the content is, and you know this is not. So you are able to answer the question by thinking rather than mugging up. So suppose there are 5 or 6 options and you keep on asking me questions and you keep on saying no, and then you mug it up and go. There may be 6th, 7th option there in the exam. Bottom line, what does it say in the exemption? That you should know. So I'm only giving this not to bore you or to waste your time, but my dear friends, the exam approach is also important. Knowledge, if only all the knowledgeable people clear the exam, how nice it will be, na? Sorry, history is otherwise. Not so knowledgeable people, average intelligence people like me, clear first attempt. Not because we are super brilliant or because we study 27 hours, 24 hours like Aslam and all. We study only 9 to 10 hours a day. Okay, we don't write, we don't do all that. Aram se we do it. But clarity, understand what it is. Core of the subject, if you understand, teacher can help you do that. But if the teacher again and again you ask if it is like this, what if it is like that, teacher can give you 100 answers. You ask me 100, I can give 100 answers. But the beauty is you have the right answer there. I am not preparing you to ask questions. I am preparing you to write answers in the exam. For that, you should understand my technique. The technique I'm teaching you. So subject I'm teaching you, no doubt. Content, see, content any donkey can teach you. What I'm teaching you is content with technique. What it is all about. What is the core issue there, like that. So kindly do not mistake me for my words, but rather understand my inner meaning of what I am trying to say. So here we go with another question from Mr. Abdul is also entering the fray. Once again, before that, Chatan Gadya, slide 24, procedure of members point here, will it be 10 years or 5 years? Where is 10 years? Where is 5 years? I'm not able to see anything. Private companies are doing. Sir, which one are you talking about, sir? 24 procedure action of members point A. Will it be 10 years or 5 years? Seriously, I am not aware. I will have to check up and get back to you. I am under the impression it is 5 years. If the material says it is 10, I am not aware of it. My mistake. I will check up and get back to you. After I check up, I will update it. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. It will be clarified. I totally appreciate your point that this could be 10. If it is so in the thing, we will take it. Generally, institute material is correct. My slide could be wrong. Okay, so I will get back to you. In my next class on some other topic also, I will clarify because often I am unable to tell this to you. Praji, one second. Sir, it means it is not deposit. Yes, it is not deposit. Okay. 500 crore eligible company, turnover not less than, net worth not less than 100 crore. Turnover 500 crore. That immediately preceding financial. That year, not from incorporation. See, in any year, when it crosses the turnover of 500 year, next year they'll audit the accounts. So how will you know the turnover until 31st March? So once you know the turnover as on 31st March, the next year you can start accepting deposits. Okay. Vedant Doraji, sorry, this question you are tempting me to answer. Did you pass all exams in first attempt? Sir, I passed all exams in first attempt. Nah. Means CA Inter final, ACS Inter final, first attempt, All India rank 4 times. I'm an All India 27th rank holder in Inter, 38th rank holder in final, 4th rank holder in ACS Inter, 10th rank holder in ACS final. Please, that is useless, not of any value. Anybody getting angry with me, please don't get angry. Some people will put comment like this, getting rank is not great, like that and all they put. I totally agree. Getting rank is not great at all. But that fellow must have some knowledge of how to write this exam. The guy who cleared it first attempt, rank 4 times, must have some knowledge about this exam. So you should listen to him. When he is telling something, listen to him. If I were in your position, I will do that. Suppose I'm being taught by a man who is a 4 times rank holder, I will not get angry with him or try to find fault with him. I will say, hey, here's my guru. He has actually done it 4 times. He has got a rank on the same exam that I am going to write. And he is telling me something. Why don't I listen? Suniye, and then why don't I think about it? And then why don't I try to implement or else leave? But getting angry is not a good response for this. Okay? Because I've had students who get angry and say, getting rank is not a great achievement, like that and all they put. Absolutely correct. This useless achievement of no value because I'm a practicing chartered accountant. My rank has no value to me as a practicing chartered accountant. That too in ACS. My CA final rank at least, I got job opportunity, which I could have joined a company at that time in 1987. Instead, I didn't join. I came for practice. I joined Pricewaterhouse, worked there for 2.5, 3 years. Then I quit and I started my own practice. Till now, I'm practicing 35 years now. That's so rank was of no use to me. But the point is different. Methods, the way I approached, I'm sharing now. Listen to me. You may not agree, you may agree. Chalo. But try it is all I'm saying. Don't ignore. You don't know anything, man. I know everything. Like that. When you think like that, now the ego is there. Now our exam will punish such ego. Whereas humility, now our exam will reward humility. I've seen it happen. Man who approaches with humility, lady who approaches with humility, it rewards. But one who goes with arrogance and says, I know everything, don't tell me what to do, like that, that gentleman or lady finds it somewhat difficult. This is not, I'm not telling casually, 35 years now, imagine how many, and I've been teaching for 27, 28 years. How many students? Almost 20,000 students I've seen. In that experience, I'm telling you. So, no, then this is not for this current batch. One earlier batch, I unfortunately shared the fact that I'm an 4 times All India rank holder. One student got angry and he put all sorts of nasty comments. I felt very humiliated. After that, I never used to share that I'm a rank holder. I'll never used to share because why share? It's all well-known fact. My biodata is there. Why should I share it? What is the big deal? But since you asked me, I'm telling. And in that spirit, understand. So that is why you will find me not bothering about small details. Whereas broad principles, broad theory, understanding of the essence of the topic, I will be more important, more interested. Rather than, sir, is this a comma or full stop like that and all. See, that you can always read the original text and you can find out if it is wrong. Say there are 105 years, 10 years, we will correct it. No problem. This is my humble view. And don't mistake me. Again and again, I am telling. So my humble request is, I will, if instead of saying that Chatan Gadda is a thing, I will say I will verify and get back on this exemption matter. Okay. And this point, that for deciding eligible company, the turnover and net worth will be decided as on the last balance sheet. The balance sheet of the immediately preceding financial year. Okay. So, okay. Aslam says, I never get a No, I'm happy. See, you guys are all good. I'm not trying to point you out. Generally, the Tenali Raman cat story is there. I'm like that. The Tenali Raman cat, what happened? This fellow kept on giving the cat very hot scalding milk. So after 10 times, the cat, whenever it sees anything white, it will run away. It won't drink milk. The cat won't drink milk. And so that problem is there. So that Like that, when I'm always afraid of any student who, if I tell you I'm a rank holder, they will get angry. So I never reveal that I'm a rank holder. This one batch I've revealed, forget it, wipe it. I'm an ordinary person. Don't keep it in your mind. Throw it. Don't hold it against me. Being a rank holder, don't hold it against me. Okay. Now, we are moving on. We already saw the exempted cases, so we will see that. And I'm also told by Dhyanesh, Alok confirms that it is 5 years, Madam Chatan, Mr. Chatan Gadia. That's what he says. But anyway, I'll check up once for my sake. Correct. So now moving on to a topic, pass a resolution in general meeting for acceptance of deposits from its members. Done. Send a circular to all members. We already saw this. Also, a certificate from the statutory auditor of the company stating that the company has not committed any default in the repayment of deposits or in the payment of interest on such deposits, accepted either before or after the commencement of the act. This should be informed that statutory auditor declaration should be, attached along with uploaded along with the DPT-1. Usually most of these electronic forms, I'm sure some of you are quite familiar with the uploading of these electronic forms. You will find that they have a facility by which you can upload documents along with that. When you upload the form, you can attach documents and all that together will become this thing. Now, please note, we are seeing acceptance of deposits from members, 73. Later on, we'll be seeing 76. Just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry for that. That was a very, very senior client who was contacting me. Normally, I would never do this, but I had to tell him that I'll call him later. Okay. So, my dear friends, acceptance of deposits from members, 73. Everybody is 76. 76 is general. 73 only members. So, we are now seeing 73, right? So now we are issue a circular. Then a copy of the circular that we sent to the members containing the statement shall be filed with the registrar within 30 days before the date of issue of this circular. Now, suppose you are a private company or a public company which is not listed. You want to accept deposits from the public. All you need to do is issue a circular to all your members and then get a certificate that the company has not committed default in repayment and then file it a copy within 30 days before the date of issue of circular. You know the point? Before the issue of circular, you have to file it with the ROC. Then you have to issue that circular to all members. And the circular may be published in 2 newspapers if you want. One, that is, you have to send it to all members. And also you can publish it in 2 newspapers, one in English, one in vernacular. So this is applicable to companies which are not accepting from the public. Maybe they are not eligible companies. But they're not accepting from the public. They are accepting only from members. So this is a closed door affair. Just send a circular to all your members. Before sending the circular, you file it with the registrar. From the date of filing the circular with the registrar, within 30 days, you send it to all the members. Got it? I'm sorry. You should file it with the registrar and then wait for 30 days and then send it to the members. Because you should have filed it with the registrar within 30 days before the date of issuing. So on the date of issuing, 30 days should have got over. Okay. If you want, you can publish it in 2 newspapers, one in English and vernacular. Idea is very simple. The members should be officially made aware of the company's financial position. Okay. And how it is. And the fact that it is accepting. And the statutory auditor should also become aware that this company is proposing to accept deposits and he should give a confirmation that it has not defaulted in the repayment of deposit. See, for the first time, this would not be a problem because there would be no deposits. But you will notice that this has to be renewed every year. If so, then he has to give it every year. The company shall certify that it has not committed any default in the repayment deposits, either accepted before or after the commencement of this act. Also, there could be companies which have accepted before the commencement of this act. Such companies also may have to give a certificate. In case a default had occurred, the company should have made good the default, and a period of 5 years should have lapsed since the date of making good the default. So, if there is a default in repayment of deposit, even if you make good from the date of making good means paying the money with the interest. Even after that, you have to wait for a period of 5 years to elapse. Elapse, both are same. 5 years to lapse or 5 years to elapse. Elapse means completed. It is lapsed means it is completed. It is over. Khatam ho gaya. That's what it means. So 5 years should have khatam ho gaya before you go for further accepting deposits from members. We are still in 73. We are only talking about acceptance of deposits from members, right? Now, there was an earlier question as to whether deposits can be secured or unsecured. Now, answer is deposits may be secured. For example, unsecured debentures will become deposits. If you remember the 3 conditions, non-compulsory convertible, they are not secured on tangible assets, they are not listed on a stock exchange, unsecured fellows, they are automatically deposits. So deposits are basically unsecured. But can I issue deposits which are secured? Yes, I can. And I can create a charge on the assets. Now, common sense, provision is there. Deposits may be secured. Common sense, why will I issue deposits? I'm going to anyway secure it. If I'm going to go through all this fun of secured deposits, as well I'll go for debentures, secured debentures, first with the pari passu charge. Why should I waste my time issuing deposits which are secured? This is common sense. This is common sense. If I were the CFO, I'll ask myself, correct, there is a provision rule 6, but why should I bother? I've got a better idea to go for debentures, which can be traded on a stock exchange. I can buy back anytime with a call option. So many things I can do, which I cannot do in deposits. There will be a maturity date and all sorts of compliances are there. Why bother about all this? Or maybe reverse. I may see one of the important conditions for if you want to go for debenture is rating. If you want under SEBI guideline, you have to go for rating, which is not there in a syllabus. But if you want to go for debentures under SEBI rule, if you want to get it listed, you should get it rated. Credit rating. Credit rating is a costly process. Sometimes you may not get a good rating also, some companies. Such companies may want to go for deposits, and in order to sweeten the pill, they might say secured. So they'd say, hey, this is secured. So don't worry. You give me the deposit, even if anything happens, you got a security. So basically, my dear friends, the law is the framework within which commerce happens. Are you able to understand what I said? Business, commerce. Law is the framework within which commerce or business happens. Law is not in vacuum. There is a business decision or a business need or a business action. Now, you and I as chartered accountants have to know the law, the framework, so that we can examine this business need or this business action or this business decision and advise the management or client as to whether it is within the law or not. So, sometimes you can also look at the framework and say, hey, within this framework, instead of doing like this, why don't you do like this? So this is why we should. So nothing is rigid in law. Law is there. Your need you should define clearly. Then you can give a solution based on the framework of the law. So this is the background in which deposits may be secure. Maybe means if you want, you can. Okay, I want to provide security. Then what to do? They should provide security by way of a charge on its assets, right? As referred to in Schedule 3 in the balance sheet, notes on accounts, excluding intangible assets. So deposits cannot be secured on intangible assets for the due payment of the amount of deposit and interest thereon, for an amount which shall not be less than the amount remaining unsecured by the deposit insurance. Okay. In case there is a deposit insurance is not automatic. The company has to take it. Okay, he has to pay premium. If that insurance is not covered to that extent, they can secure the deposits. Okay. The company shall ensure that the total value of the security, either by way of deposit insurance or by way of charge or by both on company's assets shall not be less than the amount of deposits accepted and the interest payable thereon. Okay. So that if you want to issue secured deposits, they should be fully secured, covered by the security as well as the insurance. In the case of deposits which are secured by the charge of the assets, okay, excluding intangible assets, the amount of such deposits and interest shall not exceed the market value of such assets as assessed by a registered valuer. Only then you can, because the minute you put secured, you can offer a lower rate of interest. And also there is a more attraction for the deposit. Therefore, there's a lot of stringent control on the value of the security. Okay, is the point. The security not being the nature of pledge for deposits as specified in sub-rule 1 shall be created in favor of a trustee for the depositors. Similar to debenture trustees, you have to create a trustee for depositors, and in their favor, you have to create a charge. Right? Now, charge is a very, very special term. You are going to learn it in the next topic. Charge on assets. It's a very interesting topic. So, whenever assets of a company are offered as a security, a charge is said to be created on the assets. Whenever assets belonging to the company are offered as security to a lender, creditor, okay, to whom we owe money, a charge is said to be created on the asset. So that that asset will now be marked as available for that creditor exclusively. So when you register the charge, it becomes a legal evidence. Okay. More about it in the next topic. Now I'm only introducing the word charge is used. I'm giving a meaning. Understand? The next topic fully you can ask questions. What is a charge? What are the type of charge? When it should be registered? How it should be registered? Blah, blah. Everything will be taught in the next class. Basically, a charge means whenever an asset is offered as a security for a loan, a charge is said to be created on the asset. There is a duty for the company to comply with certain formalities whenever the charge is created on an asset. This much I am giving you. Okay. Why do they say security not being in the nature of a pledge? The minute you say pledge, immediately you should remember that pledge is, you have not learned that special contract called pledge. It will be taught very shortly. But basically a pledge is offering security of movable property. When movable property is offered as security for a loan, it is called pledge. It is a special type of bailment where the goods are bailed with the specific intention of offering them as security for a loan. Movable goods or movable property is offered as a security for. So classic example, gold. When you go to a gold pawnbroker and you give your gold and take money, pledge. So in this case, they want to exclude a pledge. Only other than pledge. Movable property other than pledge is covered here. Okay, that's what they're saying. So if you want to create secured debentures, you can't give pledge of movable property. Okay, you have to create other than pledge. See, you can create security on stock. It is movable, but not as a pledge. You'll see that. You can create a floating charge on your current assets. You learn all that when you come to charge. Okay. So you can create, other than a pledge, you can create a charge on specific movable property, specific immovable property, wherever situated, or any interest therein. Interest therein means you may not be the owner, but you might be a mortgagee. That property is mortgaged. You have lent money on it. Let us say the property value is 5 crore. You have got a registered mortgage. You have lent 3 crores on that property. To the extent of 3 crores, you have an interest in that property. That property cannot be sold unless your 3 crores is paid. Therefore, there is an interest in movable property. Deposits that are not secured shall be referred to as unsecured deposits in all circulars and communications. Very clearly. In fact, this is something many people do not know. When they apply for company deposits, they think it is secured. Why? Let's go beyond that. You are depositing money in, say, Yes Bank. Yes Bank Limited. You are depositing money. Is it secured? I'm asking you an open question. You can answer. Yes Bank Limited. You are depositing money with, okay, why Yes Bank? You are depositing money with State Bank of India. Is it secured or unsecured? You can give an answer at your convenience, but let's see. State Bank of India, forget Yes Bank, yeah. State Bank of India, you have deposited 5 lakhs. Is it secured or unsecured? Even one deposit is unsecured, then don't confuse yourself. When you're issuing, you either issue deposits are unsecured, or you can't have one deposit secured, one deposit unsecured. If you're issuing a set of deposits, it will be either fully secured, all the deposits are secured, or all will be unsecured. Okay. Okay. Now, every deposit accepted by company shall be repaid with interest in accordance with the terms and conditions. Very important condition. Am I correct? In case the company fails to repay deposit or part thereof, the depositor concerned may apply to the tribunal for an order directing the company to pay the sum due or for any loss or damage incurred by him. So, under 73.3 and 73.4, members who are depositors can approach the tribunal for an order directing the company to pay the sum due, okay, along with damage, etc. But see, this is beautiful section, it is there. But believe me, by the time these jokers go to the tribunal, that fellow would have become insolvent. And already insolvency proceedings would have started. And the resolution professional will be there. That fellow will defend the case. He will come and defend. The directors will be simply standing and watching because insolvency started. Okay, the depositors will be jumping up and down. What to do? Money is not, there is no, the RP will say, hey, look here. There is only so much assets. There are so many liabilities. Obviously, company is insolvent. You will get your money. Wait. That's all. And that too, your unsecured creditors stand at the last end of the row. Wait, I will give you. Like that, he will say. He will file that is why he is a company secretary or an advocate. He will file a chartered accountant. He will file a application before the tribunal. And the tribunal will say, till such time, the RP gives his final report. This matter is kept pending. That's all. 73.4 matter pending. Till the RP will come and give all sorts of bullshit and say, this is money, whatever you want, you take. Then finally, these fellows will get something maximum. Okay, I'm not trying to make fun of the depositors, but I'm saying, see, that's what I'm saying nothing. I'm saying when people give their hard-earned money to these type of companies, they should use their brain. That's all I'm telling. Knowingly, you should not give a deposit money in an. For example, right from day one, I was against Yes Bank. Not against it, I have nothing against Yes Bank, but I never put one pie in the shares of Yes Bank. Never, never. In fact, people used to even make fun of me because I'm seen as a portfolio investor and as a knowledgeable person in the share market, investment and all that. So many people, investors used to ask me for advice. They used to get good money, so they'll come to me again and again. But they won't accept. Here again, you know what they will do? They will ask me for specific shares to be bought or sold. They won't ask me why or how I selected it. They don't want the real knowledge. They want immediate tips. I'll have something I'll give. But point is, I give negative tips also. I tell them, do not buy Yes Bank. They will say, Srikanth, you don't know anything. Mr. Srikanth, you are a chartered accountant. You don't know anything. Yes, I don't know anything. Always willing to accept I don't know anything. Because only if I say I don't know anything, my cup will become empty. Then only I can fill it again. And a continuous learner keeps on telling I don't know, I don't know. Only a Buddha says I know, I know, I know. Okay, so I don't know. And I will learn. And so I told them, kindly do not buy Yes Bank. Keep quiet, chup. Then they bought. And it started going up. Then they used to make fun of me. Fun means what? When they meet in a party or in a club or somewhere, they say, Mr. Srikanth, you told about that. See how it is going up. I would say, blessings to you, sir. I wish you all the best. Please sell immediately and take the profit. No, man, get out. So they'll go away. Finally, you know what happened. Collapsed. Okay. Anyway, so good. Now, why I'm telling now, before doing any investment, investigate and know the true facts before putting hard-earned money. This is the advice you should give to all your clients as a prudent chartered accountant. Okay, unsecured. A lot of people have given views. Many of you think State Bank of India, it is secured. Okay. Many of you think it is secured, but some people, Mr. Shankaran says unsecured. Parsadi says secured by, correct. See, to the extent of deposit insurance, the guarantee is there. I don't think it's 10 lakh. I think it's 1 lakh. I may be wrong. See, it doesn't matter if it is 1 lakh or 10 lakhs. To my knowledge, it's 1 lakh per depositor. Okay. I may be wrong. It doesn't matter. Point is not that. Basically, these deposits, even State Bank of India deposit, fixed deposit with State Bank of India is unsecured. Sorry. I'm not saying it's doubtful. I'm saying it is not secured, period. That's it. I'm making a factual statement here. I'm not giving my opinion about depositing money in any bank. Yeah, you can welcome to put your money wherever you want. If you think the bank is a solid bank, please put it. Banks are good. State Bank of India is an excellent bank. No way it's going to have any problem. But it is unsecured. Tomorrow, if anything happens to that bank, if the bank becomes insolvent, as Mr. Patsarthi points out, to the extent of insurance, you will get balance. Sorry to say, three vertical lines on your forehead. Be prepared. Then don't say, I don't know. That is why they are very clearly telling, if the deposit is not secured, it should be mentioned as unsecured. Okay. So this is it. See, all that, Mr. Patsarthi, I totally agree with you, sir. It's nice. Members can form association, have a cup of coffee in Woodlands and eat masala dosa. That's all they can do. Finally, if that fellow has decided to file insolvency, that is the end of story. Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm making it very bluntly, but the fact remains, I've seen so many promoters are frauds and they've done so many fraud, and the investors initially will be hero worshipping the promoter. In the case of Adani also it happened. See, again, Adani story, don't even talk to me. I'm not interested in Adani story. All this is nothing, because I will never touch Adani with a barge pole. Adani share, even if you give me at the lowest price, I will not touch it. See, shit, if you take it, even at the lowest price, it is still shit only. Don't touch it is my best idea. This is my best. Not about Adani, generally about such doubtful cases. Be careful is the only point. Do not put hard-earned money in risky places. Okay, so today you learnt a very valuable information that bank deposits are unsecured. Company deposits are unsecured unless they are secured in this way. If a company has issued secured, I am yet to find a company accepting secured deposits. Because if he has got such assets now, why he will take from depositors? You take that asset to State Bank of India, across the country, he'll give you whatever you want. One shot, one transaction. I give the asset and I take the money. Why I will go wasting my time having all these depositors, replying to them, complaints, all that. Why should I listen all that? That is okay. Yeah, sometimes the tone in which I talk may be a little funny. Don't mistake me. This is the way I normally talk. Okay, I can't talk in that serious, humble. I'm not able to do that. I'm so sorry. Right from the age of 15, I have been talking like this. Okay, so don't mistake me. So, is this the right forum for giving the story of Adani? When I'm addressing Investor Association, I will send you an invite. Please come. At that time, I'll give the entire Adani story from top to bottom. In fact, I'm offering a course on business valuation for a leading South Indian B school. Okay, where I will be going and conducting classes. There, I'm planning to one case study on Adani in the context of business valuation, as to how Adani should have been valued by intelligent investor and why it should have been avoided on day one itself because of the risk involved. If only the correct rate of return had been selected for discounting, Adani would have been seen as a highly overpriced share long ago. Okay, long ago, nobody would have touched it. The subsequent rise would have been absolutely not good time to enter. Okay, from that context, I'm going to teach. Maybe if I have any recording, I will share it with you. Government deposit, that's a good question. Treasury bond, it's not called government deposit. Government deposit, postal deposit. They have something called sovereign guarantee. Please understand. Sovereign guarantee, SOVEREIGN. Sovereign means government. So they have something called sovereign guarantee. That means what? The government of the country says, hey, we will ensure that it is paid. Sovereign guarantee is there for LIC also. Life Insurance Corporation, when you pay premium on the amount assured, the amount assured, surrender value, etc., on that and guaranteed return, if any, etc., there is a sovereign guarantee. Means only LIC has sovereign guarantee. The government of India will pay. Okay, where does that take me? It only takes me to one level. It says those deposits are only as secured as the government of India is safe. This may sound very silly when I talk like this, but imagine India is not the only government. They got West African countries where also there are governments. For example, Nigeria. Now think about it. Okay, so Nigerian deposits are also secured by the Nigerian sovereign guarantee. But I don't know. So think about it. Okay, so you're going to become a CA now. Start thinking like this. and understand that everything is not, I always say, the power of your tapas is not in growing a beard. The power of your tapas is not in growing a beard. The power of your knowledge is not in tarka. The power of knowledge is not in argument. And the entire world cannot be put in my journal bag. That is in my shoulder bag. Okay, this is a poem that I have read long ago in another language called Tamil, which I am loosely translating it to you in English. That is, the sum and substance of all our knowledge cannot be put in a shoulder bag. The knowledge is bigger. So what you need to do is not try to put all the knowledge in the bag, but throw the bag and try to go to the knowledge where it is and take it in, is the point. So today you understood about even a sovereign guarantee having a limitation. Okay. You are going to inherit that world, my dear friends, when government itself will shake. You are going to see those times. Okay. When governments will shake. See, think about it. For example, I was in Sri Lanka, and the currency, we entered Sri Lanka in February 22. We were there for 7 days. And the day I entered Sri Lankan rupee versus Indian currency was something like, 2 rupees something. So slowly, every day if I keep my rupee value goes up in that country. The Sri Lankan rupee goes down. So you will understand it more when you come to final. So what is the sovereign guarantee? You tell me now. So that is the problem. Anyway, sorry if I'm making this topic a little too finance oriented. But sir, SBI is public sector company. What do you want me to do, Mr. Dhyanesh? Take back what I said? Check out what you do next. You go to State Bank of India branch. Go to the manager. Tell him I want a good 5 lakh deposit. Immediately he'll stand up and say, please come. Then quietly you ask him, sir, these deposits are secured or unsecured? That's all. Why do you trust me? Huh? Correct. This company creates, let me see if I'm missing any questions. Good. I hope you are finding this interesting and not boring. But see, this is also part of the knowledge, na? Okay. But I'll have to complete this. Therefore, I have to go a little faster. See, these are the case you have to enter in the register of deposits. You have to have these details in the case of deposits. Name and address and PAN. Particulars of guardian in case of minor. Particulars of the nominee, always. Deposit receipt number. Date and the amount of each deposit. Duration of the deposit and the date on which each deposit is paid. Rate of interest on such deposits. Due date of payment. Mandate and instructions for payment of interest. Mandate means instruction on how to pay the interest. That is the bank account details, you can say. And in case the gentleman says no deduction, then there's a separate declaration for that. He has to provide it. Date or dates on which payment of interest shall be made. Particulars of security or charge created in case there is secured. Any other relevant particulars. So these particulars should be entered in a deposit register. Register of depositors. Today, almost to my knowledge, there are no physical register. This is done using a software as an online or sometimes on cloud, sometimes on server. Okay, so that is it is. If only resolution written, what we should understand by this ordinary. Suddenly, out of the blue, he is asking me one question. If only resolution is written, what we should understand? If only resolution is written, you can presume it is ordinary, but the chances are they would not do that. If by inadvertence they have put SIF resolution, then since the word special is not there, I would say in the option, it should be ordinary only, simple majority only. It's a conclusion, but I'm telling this tongue in cheek because they should mention ordinary or special. Failure to mention ordinary or special is not cured by what I'm saying. It is a mistake in the law. If they want, they have got 2 types of resolution. If these fellows want ordinary, let them say ordinary. Or if they want special, let them say special. You go to, see, it's not like Sarana Bhavan Hotel, where you go and say dosa means plain dosa. Special masala, special, not like that. You want ordinary, you tell ordinary. You want special, you tell special. If the lawmaker is so lazy that he doesn't mention ordinary or special, what to do? But if it is favorable to you, you can always presume that since the word special is not there and the other only is only ordinary, I will take it that it is ordinary. But it is an argument. It is not a rule. Okay, like that. My view, again, Adani is in trouble. Adani is a government deposit. Is there any company who has accepted secure deposit? No. Sir, no, sir. I don't know. Mujhe nahi malum, sir. That's the only answer I can give you. I'm not aware, sir. If you want, you go to Google and search. It's a very good activity for you. Time is there. You do it. I don't have time for that. Sir, SBI is public sector company. No, it is not a public sector company. Go and check. Please go to the Google. Go to SBI. See the shareholding pattern. Find out if it is a public sector company. Okay. Company creates charge on assets for providing security on. There is shareholding with government. Ministry of Finance is very much there, but not in the way you think. Okay. One fine morning, all these public sector banks will be disinvested. Public will be holding, private owners will be there. Think about it. Ordinary only, agreed. As in first side of this class only, resolution is done. You take it. You take it as ordinary. Have I put it like that? Let me check. My mistake. Let me check. First slide. You mean this one, no? You mean this one? It says ordinary. This one. Okay. Now that's a good question. Okay, Pranavji. Now you are, wow. See, your question is not out of ignorance. Boss, why have I put resolution here? You tell me. Pranav, you tell me why I have put resolution here and I have not put ordinary or special. Why I am unable to put. Tell me now, you are intelligent boy, man, whatever. You tell me. Why I have put resolution here and not ordinary or special? It has a link with this slide. Boss, I do not know what resolution you are going to pass. Whether your 181C limits are exceeding or not, how do I know? If your 181C limit is exceeding, then this is special. Otherwise, it is ordinary. Who will decide? Who will fill in the blanks here? You. Depending on. Are you able to understand, Pranav? Why I have put resolution here and not ordinary? So here, that's what I'm saying. When you ask me a question blindly like that, and I give a reply, and you catch me out like this, you are not applying your mind. You are more interested in asking questions. You are not interested in understanding. Why I put resolution here? Because resolution is a common term. It depends on the situation. It will be ordinary or special. But in the law, in the section, if you see sirf resolution, you can presume that it is ordinary. This is my view. But I assure you, unless there is a valid reason, they would not put only, like I am giving a valid reason why I am not putting ordinary or special. Okay. So Pranav, have you understood why I am putting resolution here and not? If you want, I can put pause a suitable resolution. If you want, if it will help you, if you will feel comfortable, then I will put here. I will put here. If I put this word, your question will be clarified. You got it? Which is also the reason why I was begging Suprata ji, please do not force me to give the copy of the slides now. Because during the class, based on students' input, I may change the slide. Okay, that is why I don't know. I have to again send this slide to you after the class. I'll do that. Okay, so Pranavji, I want a confirmation from you that you have understood. Chalo. Now, there should, we've seen all this, we've seen this. Now, we are going for Bas, Aslam, I have now corrected by putting a suitable resolution. Are you happy now? And your comment also is confusing. How does definite article make it better than indefinite article? You got to pass a resolution only. Ordinary or special will depend on 181C situation. Okay. Full form of DPT. What is DPT? Where do you find DPT? Suddenly, if you ask me where I will go. Is it here in some slide? Can you give me a slide number for this? Where did you find that DPT? Because unless I see the context, how can I give you expansion? Have I used it in anywhere and I have not explained it? DPT. Where is it? Chalo. Now, only eligible companies are permitted to accept deposits from the public in addition to their members. Here again, okay, you already know this. Net worth not less than 100 crores or turnover not less than 5. Same. Eligible company. We already saw this. Again, if it is within a 181C, ordinary. Otherwise, special. Okay. I already explained to you what is 181C when we saw earlier. This one. Okay. Okay. DPT. See, these fellows, our MCA walas, have this beautiful habit. They'll take something from that chapter heading and they will convert it into an abbreviation for the form number. So if, as my friend Aslam rushes to give you the clarification, deposit, DPT is nothing but some form of an abbreviation of the word deposit. Okay. So DPT1, like that. Boss, it doesn't matter, ma. DPT1, how does it matter? They will change the form number tomorrow. They'll keep on changing. See, you are a chartered accountant. Don't get into the details. Okay, I think I have repeated ad nauseum. For the nth time, I'm repeating, especially because you are intermediate level students. I want to drum it into your brain that don't bother about the small. Don't split hair. Rather, understand bigger picture. This is secret of CA exam. Please, or any professional exam. Splitting hair, going in deep, no. Being aware of the whole picture, aware of the topic, crux points being aware, winner. Minute points confusing, getting confused, confusing everybody, not a winner. I mean, if you have a doubt, you ask me, but I'm saying. See, for example, prospectus, we had now PAS. Prospectus and allotment of securities. So those forms are called PAS. What is PAS? Prospectus and allotment of securities. Like that. Okay, so they will always give like that only. So, going on. Now, this advertisement is very, very important. This is important. Concentrate, learn. Because this advertisement is compulsory. My dear friends, this is like prospectus. You are an eligible company. You want to accept deposits. Then every eligible company intending to invite deposits shall issue a circular in the form of an advertisement. Earlier, for members, you didn't have to advertise it. You may, but it was not compulsory. Here it is compulsory. Shall issue a circular in the form of an advertisement public in form DPT1, the same form, okay, in 2 newspapers, okay, one in English and one in vernacular, having wide circulation in the state in which the register office of the company is situated. The said circular shall also be uploaded to the website of the company, if any. The circular shall be issued under the authority and in the name of the board of directors. Now, please note, a copy of the advertisement duly signed by a majority of the directors shall be delivered for registration to the registrar not less than 30 days before publication. So, what is the chronology? Board meeting. At the board meeting, approve the circular. Majority of the board signs or all of them sign. Then send it to the registrar for registration. Then on the expiry of 30 days, you can issue the advertisement. Got it? The date of that advertisement before that, 30 days before that, you should have delivered to the registrar for registration. So that gives the registrar time to, in case any errors are there, he will point out. And then finally, the correct advertisement will be issued to the public. You issue it to the public. Thereafter, you can start accepting deposits on the basis of the advertisement. See, please note, I am a company. I want to accept deposits from you. What type of information I will give you? I will only give good things about my company. Now, I would not give you bad details like I got statutory dues, blah and all. All that will be there in the DPT1. You have to give all sorts of nasty negative things in the DPT1. So they are saying first you issue DPT1 and then you go for advertisement. and then you go for acceptance, so that any public cannot say, I'm not aware. Once advertisement is given in the newspaper and it is registered with the registrar, what happens? Now you tell me the legal principle involved here. When the advertisement is registered with the registrar and then issued to the public by way of advertisement, what happens? What principle of law will apply here? You are a person who is depositing money in the company. Why you cannot say, I'm not aware of this? I was not aware of the advertisement. Why you cannot say? What prevents you from saying? What is the principle involved here? Anybody? Abdul, for once and for all, I'm going to give you this clarity. If they say directors, it includes independent directors. In fact, I can even make it as a rule. If you see the word directors, it includes independent directors also. If they want to exclude, they will specify. That way, you have to see every section. Here it includes independent directors also. So if you are an independent director, but think about it. The company has 7 directors. There are 2 independent directors. Will those 2 fellows sign? They will say, no way we'll sign. Because he is a fool or what to sign. He will say, I am an independent director, I won't sign. That's all. But the word director includes independent director. But at the board meeting, they will say, I am approving it, but I will not sign it like that. They can always say no, because how many should sign? Only majority should sign, right? That is how it is. Doctrine of ultra vires. It becomes national announcement. Wow. Okay. It is a public document. Now everyone needs to wear. What is the principle, Chatan? It is deemed that is. What is the principle? You know it. Okay. It's one of the 3 doctrines. Which doctrine? It is not the doctrine of ultra vires. Doctrine of ultra vires says if it is beyond the scope of the memorandum, it is void ab initio. But I am a third party. This has been issued in public. It has been registered also. Now, later on, I say, hey, I never knew about the advertisement, blah, blah, blah. You can't say that. Why? Because of the doctrine of, see, crux issues. It is deemed that he is aware. Which doctrine says, Alok? Which doctrine says that it is deemed that he is aware? Yes, the doctrine of constructive notice. Now, I have seen a lot of advertisements in the newspapers. You can go and see. Just see, this won't be released in Indian Express or Hindu because they are very costly. There are some small local papers are there. In that they will issue. In your local city, find out lowest circulation newspaper. In that newspaper, they will issue the advertisement. It's cheap now. They will issue. It will come. Why? You can go to the registrar's website and download it, or you can go to the company. It's a public document. They have to give a copy. It's like prospectus. You'll be seeing that also. Okay. Now, the validity period of advertisement is very important. And my friend Abdul Aslam, as usual, jumps the gun and gives the date also. I'm very happy for him. So, the advertisement shall be, and somebody is giving section number. 399. Wow. Okay. Now, I don't know where they are getting 399 from. Anyway, maybe you are all brilliant here. I'm afraid. Okay. Anyway, validity period of advertisement. Hey, right, Aslam, you told it, ma. Okay, so what do you want me to do? Okay, I missed it, right? Don't be so childish, Aslam. Okay, I missed it. Okay, don't worry. You told it. You are brilliant. You are great. Okay. Chalo? Good. Now, validity period of advertisement. The advertisement shall be valid until the expiry of 6 months from the financial year closure or date of AGM or date on which AGM ought to have been held. Friends, this topic, this part, you may want to keep it somewhere in your mind. Later on, you will study meetings, that is management and administration. At that time, you will talk about different types of AGMs. But by and large, okay, the financial year of every company is uniform. The financial year begins on 1st April and ends on 31st March. So, within 6 months from the end of the financial year, or the date of annual general meeting, or the date on which the AGM ought to have been held, There you will find, when you study AGM rules, you will find there are three rules are there. You'll have to see those three rules and then triangulate those three rules and arrive at the latest date by which the AGM ought to have been held. So by and large, it will be 6 months from the end of the financial year only, which means April, May, June, July, August, September. So 30th September is the correct answer. But blindly, I will not say 30th September. By and large, it will be 30th September. But there may be some special cases, especially the first financial year. And sometimes financial year may be extended. All that is there. In those cases, you have to check out. Okay. More important, before the expiry of the advertisement, a fresh advertisement shall be issued in each financial year. So, one advertisement is going to be expired, you should issue another advertisement. Okay. Now, the date on which AGM ought to have been held means, see, the company may not hold AGM. So, they are saying 6 months. See, they are giving 3 dates here. 6 months from the financial year closure, or date of AGM, or date on which AGM ought to have been held. They are not telling whichever is earlier or whichever is later, but it should be whichever is earlier only. If nothing is mentioned, it is whichever is earlier. Okay. So the advertisement shall be valid 6 months, date of AGM, which if you are holding it. For example, suppose your AGM ought to have been held. That is, okay, you don't want the word ought to have been held. I will give another word. AGM should be held. Okay, compulsory. AGM should be held on which date? Within 6 months from the end of the financial year. You saw that. Okay, but in case you're holding it earlier, suppose you're holding it on August 31st, then the advertisement should be renewed before 31st August. So the advertisement will expire on the date you hold the AGM. Or if you don't hold the AGM at all, then the last date when you should have held it is 30th September. On that date, okay, which is also 6 months from the end of financial year. Okay, so that is what. Good. Dhyanesh Ingle is again making me give a comment that is given in second chapter. Baba, your second chapter, third chapter, and all, I don't know. For me, Companies Act is one body of knowledge. You understand? So don't get locked in the chapter things. Become aware of the subject as a whole. I'm sorry, I'm being very boring in this comment, but what to do, you tell me. I'm trying to take you to the next level of appreciation of the law and knowledge. Try to come with me. You'll enjoy it. Okay. Stop being, the type of college level thinking. Go one above and you will suddenly see professional thinking. And that means you'll become wider. You will start thinking practically rather than pedantically from bookish knowledge. Yeah. So gone are the days, you can't, in the CA exam, you can't, in college, when your professor did not give you mark, you could go to him, catch his collar and ask him, sir, I wrote correctly, sir, why didn't you give me the mark, sir? Today, where you will go and ask? Who you will go and ask after the exam result come? That is why I'm saying, be your own worst critic. Be your own worst critic. Accept that you could be wrong. Correct yourself, move forward. Okay. 73, 74 to applicable eligible. See, we already saw 73, right? Applicability. As per section rule 19 of section 76, the provisions of 73 and 74 shall mutatis mutandere. Now Abdul Raslam knows what mutatis mutandere means. Before I even tell, he will mention what it is. It means with such changes as may be applicable. With such changes as may be. See, 73 applies to members, whereas 76 applies to public. So wherever the word member is used there, you can't use the word member here. You have to use the word public. So with suitable changes as may be applicable, 73 and 74 will apply. Validity part. Okay, slowly I will go. See, you release the advertisement. For example, I'll give a date. You release the advertisement in April 15th, you release the advertisement. And then you start accepting deposits based on that advertisement. Good. Now that advertisement has a validity. It will expire when you are in the current financial year now. So this advertisement will be valid for throughout this financial year. Right, sir? This advertisement. Then the financial year will expire, right? 31st March. Then 6 months from the financial year closure. 6 months from the financial year closure. Okay, hold that date. Financial year will end on 31st March. 6 months, 30th September. One date, Hannah. Then this stupid company is holding the AGM on 31st August. Or दूसरा date, Hannah? Hold it. So 31st August, 30th September. So 2 dates. Now, date on which AGM ought to have been held. Means should have been held. Means by the law, when you should hold it on 30th September. Because law says the account should be adopted within 6 months from the end of the financial year. Okay, so 6 months. So 30th September, 6 months from the financial year closure. Also the date on which AGM should have been held. 31st August, actual date of AGM or date of AGM, whichever is earlier. So this advertisement will expire on 31st of August, which is the earlier date, 31st of August. Before it expires, a fresh advertisement shall be issued in each financial year. So then before it expires, you have to issue, which means sometime before August 31st, you should have issued a fresh advertisement. Beyond 31st August, if you are still accepting deposits, it is illegal. Fresh advertisement should be issued before the expiry of the old advertisement. You got it? Hope I have been slow. Thank you. Because that is good feedback. I'm sorry if I'm going fast. In case you have understood, kindly confirm. If not, ask a specific question, I will answer. Now, eligible company shall be required to obtain the rating from a recognized credit rating agency. Okay. Even rating which indicates safety shall be informed to the public at the time of invitation of deposits from the public. The rating shall be obtained for every year during the tenure of deposits. So for eligible company, rating is required here also. Okay. So you have to get credit. Credit rating takes some cost. You have to go to a rating agency and they will give a rating. Okay. Based on good. So they have B plus, B minus, B plus, C minus, D minus, AAA plus is the highest rating. Depends. See, ICRA has one type of rating. CRISIL has AAA plus and all. ICRA has different rating. There are about 2 or 3 international rating agencies are there. Dun & Bradstreet, Moody's. So depends. There are many such agencies. Their job is to give rating to companies. In fact, one of the job opportunities for chartered accountant is rating agencies, where you can be appointed as an auditor. Rating, team which gives the rating. So, moving on. Period or tenure for which deposits can be accepted. Now, friends, from now on, I am moving to what I like to call common provisions. Common, meaning these are common for both deposits accepted from members and public. These are common. These points applicable to deposits accepted from members and also from public. Okay. So this is the provision for tenure, period or tenure. Tenure means period, that's all. Period, tenure, same words. Why we are using tenure? Because I know 2 words, I'm using 2 words. Okay. If I know 3 words, I use 3 words. English, same word, there are different synonyms. Okay. So period or tenure. Similarly, the same tenure, some people also use spelling tenor, T-E-N-O-R. That also has the same meaning as tenure, tenor of the instrument. Okay. Now, so period or tenure for which, tenure means duration, period, duration. See, one more word. Period or tenure for which deposits can be accepted. Deposits repayable on demand shall not be accepted. Okay. Means you can't accept a deposit which will be repaid whenever the customer wants. For example, I'll give an example of deposit repayable on demand. SB account. Your savings bank account is an on-demand deposit. You deposit with the bank. Next day you withdraw, you can go to the ATM and withdraw. It is on demand. So companies, NBFCs, non-banking, non-finance companies cannot accept deposits repayable on demand. Even NBFCs cannot accept deposits repayable on demand. because they do not have the maturity to handle it. That is why. Okay, they can't. Only banks can accept deposits repayable on demand. Of course, Nidhi companies can accept SB account and SBs and all that, and cooperative banks and all. But specifically, NBNFCs, non-banking, non-finance companies, which is our category, cannot accept deposits repayable on demand. The duration for which deposits may be accepted shall not be less than 6 months and shall not exceed 36 months. So less than 6, it should be minimum 6 months, but exception, a company may, for the purpose of meeting any of its short-term requirements of funds, accept or renew deposits maturing in less than 6 months, provided such deposits shall not exceed 10% of the aggregate of the paid up share capital, free reserves and securities premium. So up to 10% of paid up share capital, free reserves and SP, security premium, you can accept less than 6 months for short-term requirements. And even those cases, such deposits are repayable not earlier than 3 months. So less than 6 months, but not less than or not earlier than 3 months from the date of deposit. Minimum is 3, right? This slide is important. Please try to remember. Where the deposits are secured, the company has to create charge. The company cannot create charge on intangible assets like goodwill, trademark, etc. Total value, we already saw this. Total value of equity should not be less than the amount of deposits. The market value should be subject to charge, shall be assessed by a registered valuer. We already saw all this. I'm just given as a common provision here. The security shall be created in favor of a trustee for the depositors on specific immovable property and movable and immovable property of the company. I think we saw this already. Register of deposit should be maintained, and it should be whenever the deposits are accepted or renewed. Entry shall be made within 7 days of the date of issuance. Okay, and should be issues of this duly authenticated by a director or secretary or by any other officer. Said register shall be preserved in good order for a period of not less than 8 years from the financial year in which the latest entry is made in the register. I may not be giving a break today. Rather, I may be moving on and completing this topic itself. Okay. And so that's my plan. So just bear with me. Appointment of trustee for depositors. Okay. We already saw this. Where you're issuing trust secured deposits, you have to appoint trustee for depositors. One or more trustees for depositors need to be issued by the company for creating security. When you're issuing unsecured, no problem. Secured deposits, you have to have one or more trustees. Written consent should be obtained from all the trustees. In that circular or advertisement, a clear statement should appear with reasonable prominence to the effect that the trustees for depositors have given their consent to the company. The company shall execute a deposit trust deed in form DPT2, deposit 2, at least 7 days before issuing the circular or circular in the form of advertisement, right? So, ceiling on rate of interest and brokerage payable on deposits. There is no control on the rate of interest or brokerage payable. But in no case, please note, it shall exceed the maximum rate of interest or brokerage prescribed by the RBI. See, RBI has prescribed brokerage on deposits, very small amount. And there is a rate of interest fixed by the RBI. It should not be exceeding that limit. Usually, the RBI will prescribe something called MIBOR, Mumbai Interbank Offer Rate, plus or minus basis points. See, in India, we have slowly released the interest rates. Earlier, the interest rates were fixed by the RBI. RBI used to decide what is the lending rate and all, repo rate as we call it. So they used to control the interest rate. Today, interest rates are free floating. They are defined by demand and supply. They keep moving up and down. We have a vibrant market for interest in India. So when huge funds are being borrowed and lent, the rates are negotiated. Now, the final negotiated rate will decide the rate at which the money is being lent. This is interbank. When one bank is lending to another, they will keep on posting offer rate and acceptance rate. What rate they will borrow and what rate they will lend. This difference will be the spread for the lender. Okay, there should be a slight spread. Na? If I'm lending, I will lend at a slightly higher rate than at which I am borrowing. A small spread. As in the case of gold also, you will find market for gold, there will be a buy rate and a sell rate. In almost all commodity exchanges, there will be a buy rate and a sell rate. Okay, even in share market, you will see. For every share, you will find a buy rate and a sell rate is there. The difference will be very small. This is the arbitrage spread. Somebody who is coming in bulk and buying and doing day trading, that difference only they can enjoy, because buying and selling, the difference is only they can enjoy. If they are arbitraging between two markets and all that. So the point is, this rate of interest is fixed, not fixed, but it's pegged to the RBI rate. Okay. So this is an important indicator. The interest rate is going up. It means slightly there is an inflationary effect like that. No, it is an economic, very, very important economic indicator. A company shall accept or renew any deposit only when an application is submitted by the intending depositor. So without an application, no deposit. The application shall contain a declaration made by the intending depositor that the deposit is not being made out of any money borrowed by him from any other person. Yeah, please, before I proceed, let me highlight this word, because you people have huge doubt on this. Borrowed. So gift and all, allowed. Okay. You cannot borrow, right? In case depositors so desire, depositors may be accepted in joint names not exceeding 3. No problem. Husband and wife and son, daughter, whatever. Every depositor may nominate any person at any time. Nomination. So nominee need not be a relative. It can be anybody. The nominee shall be the person to whom his deposit shall vest in the event of his death. See, technically, once nomination is made, the legalists have no right to claim. Only the nominee will claim. Valid nomination is there, then the bank has to simply pay the deposit amount to the nominee. Straight away. Nominee has to prove identity and take it, that's all. Okay. So this is something, nomination. Even for shares, you have nomination. You can nominate for shares. So in case there is a nominee, then that nominee will get the dividend and all that. In case of death of the individual, the nominee will claim. Within a period of 21 days from the date of receipt of money or realization of check or date of renewal, the company is required to furnish a deposit receipt to the depositor or his agent. Okay? Deposit receipt should be given. Do you remember your debenture redemption reserve? Similarly, they have deposit, and also you remember, debentures, they have to deposit a certain sum of money for those debentures which are coming up for redemption during the immediately in that financial year on or before the 31st of March next following. You remember? Same way here, the company shall deposit on or before 30th of April of each year. This is similar to debenture, except that here the percentage is different. Anybody remembers what was the percentage for debentures? What was the percentage to be deposited for debentures? Okay. The company shall deposit on or before 30th of April See, the amount to be deposited, Mr. Aslam. So if I say you are given a wrong answer, you will get angry. So I'm saying you have misunderstood the question. The percentage for deposit. The company shall deposit on or before 30th of April each year not less than 20% of the amount not less than 20% of the amount of its deposits maturing during the following financial year in a scheduled bank. Scheduled bank means banking company, and keep it in a separate bank account to be called deposit repayment reserve account. The deposit repayment reserve account shall be utilized only for repayment of deposits. So what you should do, on or before 30th, you should find out what are all the deposits maturing during the following financial year. That is on or before 31st March. 20% of that amount you have to deposit in a scheduled bank. In case you already some deposited amount, then it is okay if you top it. At any time, 20% should be there in that deposit account. Okay. So, some of you who have put 15. 15 is the answer I am expecting. 10 is DRR, and that is only for unlisted public companies. 10% debenture redemption reserve to be created. But deposit, I'm using the word clearly, deposit. So deposit is 15%. Okay. Deposit is 15%. Can I accept deposit jointly? Yeah, why not? Accept deposit joint. We already saw that. No? Joint means can be done. Is that what your question is? Yes. Yeah. Joint shareholding, joint deposits. Why not? That's what we saw. Qualification as such nothing, sir. No qualification. Person of honesty and integrity. That's all. No qualifications. For director itself, no qualification. Do you know that? For becoming a director of a company, no qualification. Otherwise, we can't have great people becoming MD of companies, whereas chartered accountants cannot run a company. They will create loss. Whereas 10th standard fail will be earning thousands of crores. So all this education is not going to give you any additional thing that an uneducated fellow will go on, and finally you will be employed by that uneducated fellow. He'll become MD. He'll be the MD of the company. 5,000 crore company, he'll be MD. You will be employed in that company. That fellow's qualification, 10th standard. Your qualification, FCA, FCS, FCMA, triplet. Wow. I have a lot of clients who are not educated. Easily about 10 or 15 of my large, for example, 200 crore and above companies, the owners are not educated. It's maximum graduate, the two sort of thing, dropouts, like that. But they are running huge businesses. So no qualification. DIN must be there. Trustee, trustee, for trustee, yes, DIN must be there. No need for DIN and all. I have not seen such a condition. In case you are educating us, thank you. DIN must be there. Okay. Abdul, when you are asking question, you want certain answers. Your answers, I have to give you certain answers. But when you are giving an answer, you are saying, I think it was 15%. In the exam hall, you cannot think. You should know. Okay, that is what I'm saying. Instead of wasting time on small issues and asking questions, concentrate on knowing the crux topics, which are going to come in the exam. Okay, that is what I've been telling from the beginning. Eagerness to ask question, yes. But understanding the topic, more important. So those of you who gave 15%, correct. Suppose this is asked as a question in the exams, it's straight away, yeah, 15%. Even I asked a question in my practical. So 10% is for DRR, debenture redemption reserve. Here it is 20%. Okay. Three. See, again and again, you are master of questions, but concentration, no. When topic is start, you won't listen, but question you will be ready. Okay. Can directors itself be? No. Directors cannot be trustee. No. Directors, the trustee should be independent. No. Directors cannot be trustee. Okay. Deposits accepted, first depositor. See, in the application form itself, they'll very clearly give a declaration that you are applying in joint names, but we hereby understand that at the time of repayment, the amount will be transferred to the first mentioned here and above. Clearly, they will mention in the application, all that will be mentioned. If you go through the application, you will find they'll clearly mention. Okay. where it is written 15% for debenture. You go back to my slide, how I can go now and show you. If we studied DRR now, in next to that slide, we studied deposit. Okay, next to that slide, we studied deposit. I can't now go to that slide and tell now. If you want, you go back and see. Again, you see, Vedant Dwara told 10%. Now he is asking where it is written 15% for debenture. See, our desire to be right is very strong. But for defending that being right, we are willing to ignore the knowledge itself. You understand? Be careful. Accepting that you don't know, nothing wrong. You don't know, you learn. You argue, you don't learn. You only get confused. Think about it. This is not for Vedant Dwara alone. It is for everybody, including me. Okay. If for example, one of you tells me something, I am wrong and you correct me now. Thank you, Ji. I will learn. Run away. I won't waste my time arguing with you. Proving myself. When I can verify by seeing some record and knowing for myself, I will not waste my time arguing. See, my theory is very simple. There are only two types of statements that we make here. Facts, opinion. Factual statement can be verified. We need not waste time. Is it 10 or 15%? You go to my slide itself, you see our institute material is there. No, your authority on that. You go and see that it's there. But point here is opinion. Why should I waste my time arguing with you? You are of one opinion, I am of another opinion. Now I know your opinion, you know my opinion. We'll value each other's opinion. Are you able to understand? Fact, don't waste time arguing. Verify it. One of us can be correct, one of us has to be wrong. Or maybe we are talking about two different situations. In one situation, you are correct, another situation, I am wrong. So our understanding of each other should become better. That is all. Life can become very simple. I think so. They are confusing by the word deposit. Call them DRI. I don't know what is DRI. Baba, see, for debentures also, we have a similar point. Similar. For debentures also, you have to deposit 15% of the debentures to be redeemed on or before the 31st of March next following, on or before the 30th April. In Trustee, in Schedule Bank. Check it out. It is very clearly there. So we're confusing the word deposit, call them. Okay, chalo, whatever you call DRI. Okay. Pranav Vasishta says, I will stop using the word deposit. I will use the word DRI. Does it help? See, Bahas, you are all youngsters. I am Buddha ho gaya. You know that. But this Buddha, you know the record of the Buddha now. Listen to the Buddha. He's got a point. You understand? He's got a point. When I was your age, I listened to the old people. When I was your age, I sought out the older people. 50, 40. My own father, at that time he was 50. I learned from him. My grandfather, before I finished CA, he passed away. But I learned from him a lot. Like that, so many people, aged people. My guru, till 92, he educated me. I listened to him. So when senior people tell something, no, arguing is one way of approaching. Understanding is another way of approaching. I have always selected the Sishya Bhava, where I have always said, senior person, why counter him? Leave it. Maybe he is wrong, let it be so. But what he is telling is more valuable to me than listen. Okay, this is the point. Okay, DRR investment. Chalo, now I have understood. DRR investment, 15%. All of you clear? Agreed. So, see, now you are talking like +2 students. If it's told in one way only, I will understand. If it is told in another way, I cannot understand. In my native state, Tamil Nadu, we have state board. Sorry not to make comment about it, but there was a problem in accountancy in +2. Partnership. Malar and Mottu in partnership. Malar and Mottu in partnership. Admitted, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Now, in the state board exam, they asked the question, Mottu and Malar in partnership. Okay, Mottu and Malar in partnership, admitted so and so, blah, blah, blah. Same problem, number, everything same. But they changed the order of the partners. Students immediately said, out of syllabus, sir, out of syllabus, like that. I'm not joking. It happened really. It's not to make fun of my own state education system. This is true of every state in India. We have made the education system so shallow to increase literacy that we have not given the student the ability to think independently. So, and they also given, they said, yes, correct, it is wrong. The original problem said Malar and Muttu. This is also Malar and Muttu. Because all the journal entries that guy has mugged up, Malar and Muttu, Malar account data Muttu. Now, suddenly you ask him to change, how he will change? Yeah. So you can understand him, no, like that. Don't do that. Some nomenclature change is also okay. What is the point here? The important word here, deposit. Not on or before 30th of April, you should deposit 20% of the amount. Similarly, on or before 30th of February, you should deposit 15% of the amount of debentures to be redeemed on or before 31st of March next following. Okay, this is the point. No problem. So, chalo. I mean, some of my words may seem a little hurtful. No, I'm sorry. I know I come off very negatively sometimes in my classes, but the idea is not to make you feel uncomfortable. No. The idea is to make you feel a little uncomfortable, but more importantly, like Socrates, I want to make you think. See, Socrates was an ancient Greek philosopher. He committed a grievous sin in Athens. Crime in Athens. You know what he did? He asked the youth of Athens to think for themselves and not blindly follow what was told. I'm also asking you to do the same thing. But do it in an independent way, not in a confusing way, not in when you are wrong, arguing that you are right. That is not independent thinking. Understanding the topic thoroughly, that is independent thinking. Okay. Now, friends, this is a very, very important point because they have asked question in the exam recently. I'm going to give you the view given in this section now. Thereafter, you decide what you want to do. Premature repayment of deposit. That is, deposits are to be repaid on the due date. But if somebody wants it before the actual date of maturity, so you can repay the deposit before the actual date of maturity. Before the actual date of maturity, you can repay, provided it should be after the expiry of 6 months from the date of deposit. After the expiry of 6 months from the date of deposit, but before the actual date. Suppose it's a 3-year deposit. At the end of the deposit was made on 1st of April, or let us say the deposit was made on 30th of June. The deposit was made on 1st of July. Now, on 31st March, our friend, or maybe 30th of June, our friend wants the money. It was made on 1st of July. Now this fellow wants 30th of June, he wants his money. So is it more than 6 months? Yeah. 1st of July. So July, August, October, November, December. So 31st December, 6 months over. Now he wants premature repayment. Can do. But if you want to do that, you will have to calculate interest now. The rate of interest payable shall be 1% less than the rate which would be payable for the period for which the deposit has actually run. So let us say that you are offering 8% for 3-year deposits, for example. Now he wants it before that. Then 1% reduce. You can only pay him 8 minus 1, 7%, which would be payable for the period for which the deposit has actually run. So this is what rule says. In that rule, there is one beautiful explanation. Beautiful explanation. Where the period for which the deposit had run contains any part of a year, not financial year, then if such part is less than 6 months, it shall be excluded. And if such part is 6 months or more, it shall be reckoned as 1 year. 6 months or more, it shall be reckoned as 1 year. If it is less than 6 months, it will be ignored. It shall be excluded. Seriously, I don't know what this is. Why they are doing this? Simple example. In our case, let us say that he made a deposit on 1st of July. He wants repayment on 30th of April. 1st of July, he wants repayment on 30th of April. 8% deposit, I can charge you 1%. Up to which date? I have to give him 1% less. Correct? Up to which date? For the period for which the deposit has actually run is when? 1st July to 30th April. How many months? 6 months. December up to December, then January, February, March, April, 4. Totally 6 plus 4, 10 months. What they say here? Where the period for which the deposit had run contains any part of a year. Here it contains part of a year. What is that part? January to April, which is less than 6 months. It shall be excluded. And if such part is 6 months or more, it shall be reckoned as 1 year. I don't know what this is all about. I'm getting confused. My understanding is now, this fellow can be paid interest only for up to December. For January, February, March, he cannot pay. Because such part is less than 6 months, it shall be excluded. So, this is the logical conclusion I'm getting. But could that be the intention of the law? I don't think so. Because, see, after all, that fellow, he has given the money to you. You have used it for 3 months. How you can say I won't pay? On the other side, the guy is keeping it up to, say, for example, August, he will get full year. It shall be reckoned as 1 year. I don't know what they are trying to do here. Okay. So, maybe my understanding is wrong of this. Reckoned means taken as. Reckoned means taken as. Now you substitute the word reckoned with taken as. It shall be taken as 1 year. Or it shall be assumed to be 1 year. Reckoned. To reckon means to compute. It shall be computed as 1 year. Okay. See, he wants payment before the expiry of the actual date of maturity. So, as a penalty, that is okay. I'm absolutely with it. If he had kept the deposit with me for 3 years, I should have given him 8% contracted rate. Now this bugger wants it within early, premature. So the law gives me the right to reduce by 1% and pay. I will also reduce because it makes sense now. This is part of, in fact, I will even print it. So 1% less is a penalty for asking it earlier. See, he gave it for 3 years. So my financial planning is based on 3 years. Now this guy wants his money back. Now I may have to borrow and give. So I may have slight loss there. And that loss is made up in this reduction of 1%. So when I'm paying him the interest now, normally at the end of 3 years, I would have had to pay 8%. But now I will pay only 7%. Okay. Here again, you will be reading a law called General Clauses Act. There in the General Clauses Act, I seriously forget the section, you will read that where the word year is used, sirf year, without any prefix, etc., it is calendar year. Okay? The words year is used. Now, to answer, see, you are today only question on this resolution means what is it? Like that, now you're asking year means. There I have an answer for you. General Clauses Act is very clear. Where it says year, sirf, nothing, no prefix, it is calendar year. But if they want financial year, they should say financial year. Then defined in the Companies Act. In addition to that, you have one more year called previous year and assessment year and all. That is under the Income Tax Act. See how many years are there? So, financial, it is calendar year, not financial year. Okay. Financial year under the Companies Act is the 1st of April to 31st of March. The other day I told 1st of April, some of you got angry and said, 1st of April is a good day, don't tell April Fool's Day and all. But fact is, it is April Fool's Day. What to do? Okay. Good. Seriously, this strictly, if you want the bookish answer, I will tell you, in case the period is extending into 1 more year, see if that period is 6 months or more. If it is less than 6 months, excluded. More than 6 months, it shall be reckoned as 1 year. This rule with example. I gave one example now. Deposit was, did you listen to me, Piyush ji? Can you now listen to me? I'm going to explain again. Deposit was made on 1st of July Premature repayment happened on 30th of April. 30th of April. Now, 8% interest. Question, what is the percentage at which I have to pay him for premature deposit? What is the percentage I have to give? You tell me, Pius, to see if you have understood. What is the percentage I have to give him? 8% is the agreed rate. He wants it prematurely, before 3 years. More than 6 months. Because 1st July deposit was made. 1st July 22 deposit was made. Let us say he wants it on 30th of April 23, which is not very far off. For your exam, it will be very much there. Don't worry. So 7% is the correct answer. Beautifully said. Except Pius also has written. Pius alone writes 8%. Baba, Pius Ji, are you seeing the slide with your eyes? What does it say? The rate of interest shall be 1% less than the rate which would be payable. First, to confirm that you have understood why 7% Pius. Only then I can go to the period. Vedanta Vara says 7%. Pius Vara still thinks it is 8%. Why? Pius, confirm that you know why it is 7 now. Kyo 7? Because it says here 1% less than the rate. Chalo. Now, he made the deposit on which day? 1st July. So how many months we have to pay? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 10 months. The period for his deposit is actually run. Normally. But because of this, now further listen. Suniye ji, suniye. So, normally I should have paid 10 months. Am I correct? But this stupid explanation, Provicio says, I'm sorry to use the word stupid because it is stupid according to me, where the period for which the deposit had run. What is the period for which the deposit has run? 10 months. It contains any part of a year. Does it contain part of a year? Yes. It contains 2 parts actually. One part is July to December. Another part is January to April. Then if such part is less than 6 months, it shall be excluded. And if such part is 6 months or more, it shall be reckoned as 1 year infusion. But in this case, I'm happy because that July to December is exactly 6 months. No problem. It is not less, not more. But the next 4 months, January, February, March, April, 4 months, it is less than 6 months. Therefore, that part shall be excluded. This is what they are saying in the rule. Okay. Have you understood that? So, the company should pay interest only for 6 months at 7%. That is the answer. The company should pay interest from 1st July to 31st December at 7%. This is the correct answer. Are you able to understand? First, you are able to understand. Second, are you able to agree? Because many of you will not agree without understanding. Okay. So, in 2 cases, Pius, kindly confirm that you have understood. You know why I like to have your confirmation, na? That, see, this is not an actual class. I cannot see you. Once upon a time, I used to conduct classes at the SARC, 100 boys and 100 people sitting. But I'll be looking at everybody and talking and taking questions and answering. It will be exciting classes. And nowadays, of course, I'm not able to do it because of my age and because of my knee pain and all that. And physical classes have stopped. And I don't go. Except AC's Institute where I take 40, 50 people, I can take. 100 people and all. And I stopped teaching in private coaching also. Long ago. 2012, I stopped. Sir, you are asked a very valid question, Pranavji. If your earlier part is 8 months and next is 2 months, I don't know. But there I would argue in a slightly different way. I will argue in a slightly different way. How I can argue? How you will argue? See, the body of the rule says you can pay only for the period for which the deposit has actually run. So that will be countering this. And that is why I'm not able to understand. It shall be reckoned as 1 year. No, seriously. Even if you hit me, 3rd degree you do on me, I cannot give you a valid answer. Because mujhe nahi malum. The intelligent gentleman or lady who drafted this may have had some idea in their mind. But that now only one person knows, that gentleman, and one more person is God. Even the court, Supreme Court may not be able to give any reason. Because obviously Parliament has not bothered. And that too, this is not Parliament. This is a rule which is made by our great MCA people. What they have had in mind when they drafted this rule, this is a proviso to that rule. Proviso. Explanation. You see that rule. Actual rule, you go and see. They are hiding it in an explanation. And you will miss it. So that is how it is. Okay. Premature repayment to member of national defense. So two exceptions are there. That is, reduction of rate of interest is not applicable if it is a premature repayment is in compliance with the limitation on quantum of deposits. See, the deposit quantum is based on percentage of paid up capital, free reserves, and etc. Now, if that is going down, automatically your deposit should go down, right? So in those cases, you might have to proportionately repay everybody, including premature. Since you are doing it because of your problem, how you can deny him interest? So you have to pay him. Similarly, premature repayment to member of National Defense Services in war crisis. Suppose in a war crisis, one member of the National Defense Service coming, I want my deposit back. Then even though it is premature, to a man who has fought for our country, you cannot reduce 1%. Give him fully. That is the rule. Okay? But for him, you can reduce 3 months, 4 months. I seriously don't understand this. Seriously. Okay. I only wish they will remove the stupid explanation and leave it as it is for the period for which the deposit is actually run. That is the logic. For NBFCs, that is how it is. Non-banking finance companies, they'll pay up to the date. They'll get RBI will kill them. This NBFCs alone, I don't know what the MCA has tried to do here. God only knows. Okay. If it comes in exam, how we should write it? Boss, I don't know. It came in the last exam. Anyway, what to do? This is not confusing. See, if it is an MCQ question, you are gone. But if it is a normal question, you are safe. Because, okay, I will answer it better. In the examination, if you are asked this question, you do it the way I am telling you. 10 months. See, this controversial point about if it is 8 months before what happens and all, don't confuse. Okay. You start at 1st July and keep counting. Okay. Before the date of deposit itself, you cannot consider. The fact end you see when it is falling into some other year, there you see whether it is less than 6 months or more than 6 months. There you can apply this. Is the point. If it is less than 6 months, no, ignore that. Less than amount, less than number. If it is more than 6 months, take it as 1 year and give it. This is the correct understanding based on the words of the section. So no confusion there. No confusion. The words of the section are clear and crystal clear. Why is the question? See, when I began this topic itself, I told you, either investor protection should be there or creditor protection should be there. What is protected by this provision, God only knows. Neither of the pillars is supported here. The poor depositor is losing money. For what? For nothing. Why should he penalize? Premature, come on, he wants it earlier. Chalo, give him. Why this for 6 months? Seriously, maybe the most intelligent lady or gentleman who drafted this explanation had something in their fevered mind when they drafted it. What it was, I don't think it's documented anywhere. Nobody knows why. It's there in the law, blindly follow it. That's all. We'll follow it. Whatever the law says, do it. See, later on in interpretation, you will learn where the words of your provision are clear and unambiguous. You have to give effect to them. You have to give effect to them. Only when there is an ambiguity can a court come in and say, there's no ambiguity here. It is stupid. It is harsh. It is foolish. But no ambiguity. Okay. In those cases, you may approach the court, say, give it a reasonable intention of the legislature, etc. But normally, when the provision is clear and unambiguous, no court will interfere because that will be entering into the legislative jurisdiction, which is not their jurisdiction. The lawmaker knows what he has written. If he is clearly written that is what he intended. I am now jumping the topic. I am giving you one input on interpretation. There, somebody who teaches you rule of strict interpretation, rule of strict construction, they will tell you more about this. There you connect with this. This is a clearly absurd provision, helping nobody except the company. Agreed, because the company pays less. But what are the two pillars? investor protection and creditor protection. MCA is here to protect these two gentlemen, not the directors and the shareholders of the. See, in a way, it will benefit the shareholders, no doubt, but the depositors are being denied, which is more important. Am I correct? Good. It is given for losing marks. See, that is why in one more thing now, if pray to God that this type of question, vague question should come in the choice so that you can quietly leave it. Because anyway, choice is there. You should know how to play the choice. One of the real game is choice game. How to leave choice, how to select choice, all that is, everything plays a role, sir. Mere knowledge. If only highly knowledgeable people like you go and write the exam and fools like me cannot pass, how is it possible? Okay, think about it. I am not knowledgeable, but I will pass. How? Because I will say that. When I say knowledgeable, I mean I don't have depth knowledge like many of you, but I will know the subject in and out. The important provisions I will know well. Exam oriented I will know well, but not so important area and all, I won't waste my time going there, wasting my time. This is the secret. People who really, I have been telling this for the last 26 years to more than 20,000 students. But how many you think would have heard? Only maximum 1,000. Got it? You got the proportion now. Now you know the pass percentage. So, a public company shall make a disclosure in its financial statement by way of note about the money received from its directors. See, directors can also deposit because after all, there is no prohibition on directors giving money. I'm sorry, this is not deposit. Now, when a director gives the money, it is not a deposit. But they are saying a public company shall make a disclosure about the money received from its directors as a matter of interest in the financial statements. In case of a private company, it shall make a disclosure in its financial statement about the money received from directors or relatives of directors. As a one-time measure, every company shall file a one-time return of outstanding receipt not considered as deposits from 1st April 2014 till 31st March 2019 in Form DPT-3. See, the Act was passed in 2013. It came when they saw this provision that it's applicable to private companies. All the private companies and public companies which are unlisted, the ineligible public companies, now they had a shivering shake, especially the private companies. Because public company, anyway, the earlier rules were applicable. So they were controlling their deposits. Private companies were all along free. They were running naked. Suddenly the law came and said it's applicable to you. Then the exemption also was not applicable to many of them. So they were all shivering. So they went to the MCA and said, come on, you can't do this. So they kept on postponing the applicability of this chapter to them. Kept on postponing. Finally, they said 2019, you have to do it. And 31st March 2019, they said, tell us what all deposits according to you are not covered in the definition. Beyond that, if you accept anything, be careful, the law is applicable to you. Okay? So this is what they did. Now it's applicable to all private companies also, subject to that exemption that you saw. Now, premature repayment of deposits, we already seen. Premature closure of deposit to earn higher rate of interest. See, in case a depositor desires to avail higher rate of interest, very smart bugger sitting at home, he only does this calculation. Okay, what he is doing, he is seeing what is the current rate offered by this company. I have deposited at 8% or other 6.5%. Now this company is offering 8%. So he calculates and he sees, even if I close it and I get lower interest, the gain would be more because I'll get more from now on. Okay. So they say you can do that, no problem. You close it prematurely, we will give you 1% less. But you will get, now you will redeposit it, you will get more. And the difference is good enough for you. Chalo, you are a very intelligent person, I appreciate you. But be careful. In case a depositor desires to avail higher rate of interest by renewing the deposit before its actual maturity date, the company shall pay him the higher rate of interest. See, I am now renewing my deposit at the higher rate. What happens now? My deposit would have matured 2.5, 3 years later. But now I'm coming to you and saying, you renew now itself at the new rate. So you have to pay him the higher rate only if the deposit is renewed for a period longer than the unexpired period of deposit. For example, I deposited for 3 years. Now you're at the end of first year, you're coming and telling, renew it at the new higher rate. I'll deposit. How long you want to renew? I want to renew for another 1 year. Sorry, no. You have to renew for the longer than the unexpired period. See, you will want me to explain it again. No. So now itself, I'm slowly explaining it to you. The deposit was for 3 years. The depositor at the end of the first year comes to you and says, kindly renew my deposit. When you renew, you have to give me the higher rate of interest. Agreed. How long are you going? The renewal is for how long? What period? You ask him. He says, 3 years. At the end of 1 year is coming. Balance how much? 2 years. He says, I want to renew it for another 1 year. Sorry. You have to renew it for a period longer than the unexpired period of deposit. Meaning, the unexpired period is 2 years. So you should renew it for more than 2 years. So we have only 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So you have to renew it for a period of 3 years. Got it? So then I can give you higher rate. Please come, enjoy, take it and go. Is the point. I'm sure I have gone slow. I hope everybody understood. How to define the importance of topics, sir? Scanner hai na bhaiya. Go there. Practice manual hai na bhaiya. Go there. Study it. You'll see a pattern beautifully. You'll see a pattern. Which are important, which are not important. Those islands will stand out. Please ensure that you know that. There are students who read nooks and crannies, small stuff they will run and memorize and ask the faculty, sir, why it is like that, sir? Why? Whereas the real tough, the 100% going to come in the exam, pick, chunk topics are there. They won't know that. That's the problem. So that is how you decide. Today you have a lot of tools. See, my dear friend Aslam has already put scanner, Taxman. Yeah, Taxman scanner is better. For analysis, scanner is better. Practice manual is equally good. You can do. You can buy practice, download or buy. They're selling it, buy it. Please, your institute ka material, practice manual given by the institute is a fantastic resource. Board of Studies is creating practice manual. Please do not avoid using it. In fact, intelligent student will take old practice manual first and see that weightage of topic and then only prepare timetable. Unexpired period. Sir, original deposit was for 3 years. At the end of first year, he is coming and asking for renewal. What is the unexpired period? 2 years. Now he wants to renew it means he wants higher rate of interest now. For the renewed period, he will want higher rate of interest. Higher than the rate now he is getting. That's why he is renewing. Now that renewal should be for a period more than the unexpired period. The unexpired period is 2 years. Now out of 3 years, 1 year over. Now what is unexpired? 2. That 2 year period, he has to renew for a period longer than unexpired. Okay. Means the next period is 3 years. He has to go for 3 years. Got it, sir? Yeah. Yeah. Please do not refer any private institute in this query pad. Aslam, I'm warning you. First warning given. Don't do this. Once again, if I see anything like that, I will not answer any more questions. Scanner is a published book. Taxman is a published book. It's available in the bookstop. So this I don't know. Please do not give such hints. First of all, I should not have told as out of regard, I'm telling you. So, Aslam, you are greatest man, ma. I can imagine you. You are having Sahasraksha, Sahasrabad. You are having 1,000 hands and 1,000 eyes. I can see the entire whole cosmos is in you. I'm able to see, like Arjun, at one point in time, Bhagavan gave him Vishwarupa Darshan. He saw everything in him. Like that, I'm able to see everything in you. For one moment, like Arjun, I'm thunderstruck by your greatness, by your ability to do everything that I'm telling you are doing. You have no weakness. You have no negative. You are only positive. Wow. Hey, nobody is like that, Aslam. All of us have weaknesses. Start looking for your own weakness. That is the secret. Okay, as a teacher, I'm telling this to you. Don't think everything I'm doing. There are weaknesses. Go to people who will give you feedback. Don't only think what all you're doing is correct. There may be something you are missing. All of us will miss. Even I. Buddhu like me will miss. A fool like me will miss. Even intelligent person like you may have small chink. Am I correct or not? Think about it. See, imagine Karan. Karan in the Mahabharata was like that. He thought he knows everything. I will do, I can destroy. but so many chinks in his armor. He never thought. Only in the battlefield he understood. Oh my God, I didn't know this. But while talking, he said, I am doing this, I am doing that, I am prepared, I can kill. But in the battlefield, there were so many weaknesses. So many people, they were pointing out, don't do this, don't. He was not listening. Blindly, no, I know, do like that. That is at most, for CA students, knowledge is actually not a problem. They are highly knowledgeable. The greatest problem is this confidence, overconfidence. I know. They go there and they get into trouble and they come out. Don't do this. Okay. So, good. Moving on. Actually, beyond this, all this is only dry stuff. Let us quickly go through it. In case a depositor desires to avail higher rate of interest, we saw that. Filing of return of deposits. This is a procedural part. DPT 3. A duly audited return of deposits in DPT 3. So here our role as an auditor is there. It means we will be certifying the financial statements, and also we'll be certifying the number of deposits matured during the year to be all that, whether the deposit, that 10-20% has been deposited, all that will be certified. And that should be filed with the registrar on or before the 30th of June. So if you are a person, CFO of a company which is accepting deposits, you should keep track. On or before 30th April, 20% should be deposited. On or before the AGM, the statutory advertisement should be renewed. On or before 30th June, return of deposit should be filed, duly audited. See, as a CFO, you will have a huge calendar of compliances. This is one of the compliance issues. In case the company fails to repay deposits, both secured and unsecured, on maturity, it shall pay penal rate of interest of 18% per annum. It's huge. Because the going commercial rate itself is today 10%. Highest commercial rate is 10%. Unsecured, it is 13-14%. That's all. 18 is killing. No commercial entity. Today, no manufacturer can survive at 18%. Impossible. Okay? Loan. You cannot. If you're borrowing at 18%, not for automobile and all. Maybe if you're doing some other business, trading, even there, it depends. It's not easy. 18% is killing. See, if you're going to pay 18% return on investment, how much it should be? Very difficult to get. Can't get that type of ROI. Anyway, the company has no right, so that's a killing rate is all I'm saying. It's a penal rate. If you're not repaid deposits with interest, penal rate of interest, 18%. That's why they're using the word penal rate, punishment. Penal, penalty means punishment. Penal rate means punitive rate, punishment rate. The burden is high. The company has no right to alter any of the terms and conditions of the deposit. The deposit trust deed and deposit insurance contract. No right. In fact, suppose you do not pay the TDS to the government or if you don't pay your assessment, advance tax and all, there is an interest of 12%. Okay, 12%. Don't think it's cheap. 12% is very high. Many people, they'll say, sir, we are borrowing higher enough. Today, 12, that's why earlier it was low. And people used to get benefit. Now it's not. 12% is pretty high. It makes sense to pay tax dues on the due date and not postpone. Now, if any company inviting deposits or any other person contravenes any of the deposits rules for which no punishment is provided in the Act, where there is no punishment, then under this rule, they will be punishable with fine extendable to 5,000, and in case of contravention, with a further fine up to 500 rupees. Where deposits are not repaid and it is proved that there was intent to defraud, then every officer of the company shall be liable for action under section 447. See, idea was to collect deposits from people and run away. They put a big advertisement, they collect money, run away. Straight away, intent to defraud is proved, action under 447. We also see punishment for contravention of section 73, penalty for default company. Somebody was saying 75 is not there. If it is not there, ignore it. If this section is not there, whatever I taught now, forget it. Penalty for default company, fine minimum rupees 1 crore, twice the amount of deposit accepted, whichever is less. Maximum 10 crore. Officer fined 25 to 2 crore and imprisonment up to 7 years. Very tough. In case you have accepted deposits before the commencement, then within 3 months from commencement of this date, they have to file a return and repay within 3 years. In case you are not complying with these rules, no problem. You have to repay those deposits within 3 years. And tribunal can extend time, but you have to close it. Okay. This is the provision. Today topic I have completed a little early. So in case you have any quick questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I thought I will do something which I wanted to do, which is I thought I could take up some of the assignments of an earlier session and try to, go through it and try to discuss with you. Mutandis means with such changes as may be applicable. With such changes as may be applicable. Okay. Let me see if I can. Assignment 1 with answers. Yes. Let us see. So I just want to take you through these questions which are there so that we can find out. I already said, sir, for the small company limit small company limit is 4 crore and 40 crore. 4 crore paid up capital, 40 crore turnover. Are you clear? 4 crore paid up capital, 40 crore turnover. Clear? Shall I repeat? 4 crore paid up capital, 40 crore turnover. Let us know. People have jumped into. So Malfeasance Limited was incorporated by Mr. Unscrupulous and others. The company was found furnishing information. Which of the following is not a power available to the tribunal? Answer C is correct. Okay. So again, this type of an MCQ question tests your knowledge of provision. If you're thorough with the provision, you will have no problem. So I have given, you will notice that 447 is not one of the actions. Now, this is a nice question. Rajdeep Industries Limited was promoted by the brothers Rajesh, Rupesh, Hitesh, Bhupesh, and 3 others. Total 7 because it's a public. The company operated from Ahmedabad. Bhupesh, the youngest brother, was working in Muscat and was not aware of the affairs of the company, but he was there. Rupesh died on 15/7/2020. Rajesh, Hitesh, and the other 3 members continued to run the company without informing Bhupesh. Bhupesh is not a director because if you say he is a director, he cannot say, I was not aware. So he was only a shareholder and not a director and was never aware that the company was being run with a reduced number till 30/4/2021. When the company went into winding up, the debts incurred were as follows. Okay. On 14/7, 2 crores. Now Rupesh dies. Now after that Rupesh dies, they have not replaced the number of members. Okay. Transmission won't happen automatically. So 1 member down. They should have done that. They should have bought in the legal. They are getting 6 months. They have not done that, these donkeys. So 15/7 to 14/1, 1.5 crores. After 14/1 till 30/4/2021, 40 lakhs. Mr. Shiju, a creditor who lent rupees 1 crore to the company on 15/12/2020, okay, and rupees 40 lakhs on 15/1/2020, wants to know if he can sue the members of the company and attach their personal assets. The answer is, see, let us look at the options. Mr. Shiju should file a suit against all the remaining shareholders for 1.5 crores. Not possible because Bhupesh is not aware. Bhupesh is not aware. Mr. Shiju can file a suit against Mr. Bhupesh. No way. Bhupesh is the only guy on whom you cannot file a suit. Shiju can only file a suit against Rajdeep Industries Limited. No. Because this section says the members who continue to run for 6 months, that is why 14.1, they will be jointly and severally liable to pay all the debts after the expiry of 6 months. That is from 15.1 onwards, which means our friend Sriju paid on 15.1. That 40 lakhs, other than Bhupesh, other shareholders who are continuing will be liable to pay. For 6 months, no. After the expiry of 6 months, they will be liable. Bhupesh is not cognizant. D is the correct answer. Okay. So again, this is just a Mr. Mukesh Lunkad, a person of Indian origin and currently a citizen of the United States of America, wants to form a one-person company. Wow. Mr. Mukesh plans to visit India regularly and spend time with his parents in Junjunu, Rajasthan, which is his place of birth. Wow. Mera Bharat Mahan. For at least 150 days in a year, advising. Any quick answers? Three C. Mr. Mukesh Lunkad can form as he would be a resident of India. No. See, please go back. See, in all these cases, I'm of course giving this reasoning, but go back to your slide itself. You'll see. Citizen of India. Our friend is not a citizen. He's a person of Indian origin. Agreed. Junjunu and all, I totally appreciate him. And he wants to spend time with parents, 150 days. Boss, you are not a citizen of my country. You are a citizen of the United States of America. Only a citizen of my country, that is called India, can form a OPC. Okay. Yeah. So, C is the correct answer. It doesn't depend whether he's an NRI or not. He can form an OPC. Again, don't confuse with the NRI. See, the word NRI, don't bring it here at all. NRI is only used in Income Tax Act. That too non-resident. Okay. So even in FEMA, we use the word for person resident outside India, person resident in India. Okay. So NRI is a stupid word. Don't even use it. Prefer to use the word citizen or not, because citizen is the criteria. Whether he is a resident or not, it doesn't matter, but he should be a citizen of India. C is the correct answer, not D. That whether resident in India or otherwise is unnecessarily there. As usual, our friend MCA ka superb confusion activity. Whether resident in India or not. Basically, he should be a natural person who is an Indian citizen. Mukesh Lunkad is a natural person. But unfortunately, for reasons best known, he has become a citizen of the United States of America. Let's now look at Mrs. Lekha and Rekha, who are twin sisters and who are currently citizens of India. Wow, so great for them. I'm sure they are not going to be citizens of India for long, but so long as they are there, let's be happy about it. They are pursuing their masters in science from Stanford University in USA. They are proposing to start one-person company in India, wherein they would be the sole members. Wonderful. Lekha, who is going steady with Mr. Sudhanshu Gupta, an Indian citizen, who is a senior at Stanford, and she wants to nominate him as the alternate member. You remember the memorandum? Ms. Rekha is proposing to appoint Mr. Robert McDonnell, her professor and mentor, a US citizen, as her nominee. Advise them. Kavita Chandak, read this reasoning. A natural person who is Indian citizen. Who is Indian citizen? One who holds passport in India. Stay in India doesn't matter. If you want to know which citizen of which country, ask them for the passport. Lunkad will give you US passport. He's not an Indian citizen. Therefore, he cannot form OPC. Have you understood, Kavita ji? Yeah, C is the correct answer. Because Lekha and Rekha are Indian citizens, no problem. Gupta also, Sudhanshu is also a citizen of India. Thank you. So he can be alternate. But our professor, Dr. MacDonald, sorry, he is a learned professor, but what to do? Okay. And Gupta may be a student, but what to do? The law in India is not meant for learned or not. Whether he's Indian citizen or not, MacDonald is not an Indian citizen. Okay. Okay. So now you have understood. Kavita ji, since you wanted to know why C is the correct answer, have you understood? Okay, I will answer this for you. A one-person company is categorized as a... You answer. Boss, he is not Robert. He is your uncle or he is your cousin brother or what? He is Dr. MacDonald. Please, always use the titles very carefully. You're talking as if he is your cousin or somebody, Robert. Like that. He is MacDonald, Dr. MacDonald. So B is the correct answer. Yeah. Small company or not will decide, will be based on capital and all that. Turnover and capital and all that. Private company, all OPCs are basically private companies. Yeah, so this was something I put in the message in those days when I was conducting the classes and all that. Okay, at that time. Okay. Now, we have come to a logical conclusion. I hope in later classes also, if time permits, I will take up more and more questions like this and keep covering the old revision also, so that you will be going back and thinking about that also. Good show. Wonderful. I am very happy as usual to have shared time with you. Since we did not have a break, allow me to close the class a little early today and wishing you all a great evening ahead. Have a great time. Bye.